Now we're legit.
Legit. Too legit. Too legit to quit. Hey, hey. Too legit. Too legit. It's bonus boys. I'm sorry, Alex. Hold on. It's bonus boys. It's been
Boys.
like a month. I don't actually remember if we do that at the start of this one. There's so many boys now. My wonderful, beautiful boys. I don't know what to do with them all. And you know what my wonderful, beautiful Patreon boys have done? Submitted us a whole slew of really good questions. So, this is, what is this the fourth one? I think this is the fourth one. Third or fourth. I don't remember.
Well, it's definitely more than one or two. That's for sure.
So, I've got this question from Paul's. And it is, if you could punch one YouTuber in the face, which one would you choose? And I'm going to add this caveat on there. It can't be each other.
Well, darn. Okay, so we actually had a question like this before, which was if you could like remove any YouTuber from existence, who would it be? But if I could punch someone in the face, it would have to be someone like okay, it'd be JonTron because he's an idiot. I would
Because,
punch him. I wouldn't really punch him. I'd give him one of those like those wake up slaps, when people are like going crazy. Where like they're gibbering and shit in like a TV show or a cartoon, you just smack them and they're like, "Oh, gee, thanks, I needed that." I think John needed that before. I think he got that now that he's actually uploading content. But before, he did the stupidest fucking move ever, which was take a political stance and controversial statements on a comedy-themed YouTube channel about video game/movie reviews. That's not where that's for. You're not a political man, John. You're the big fat funny guy. Don't try to ruin your image, because that's what you did right there.
yeah,
Luckily, you can.
Josh. Just stay Josh.
As I say Josh, I meant John.
No. I mean, Josh is in like Drake and Josh. Just stay
Oh.
the fat, funny one.
Oh, okay. But like, don't try to get all political. And like, I think he learned because the video's gone, and if I recall correctly, it's gone. And he did finally upload new content just like a couple days ago. At least a couple of days ago as of recording this. So I guess he did get that wake up slap. But if you asked me that question like a week ago, yeah, I'd punch JonTron. What about you?
Me? Okay, so I've been doing some research for a Homestuck episode, and there are. Okay, this motherfucker made like a 6-part analysis on fucking Dirk Strider. It is so bad, I want to slap her. Again, not a full on punch, but it's like, could you please stop being the worst person on the planet? Literally being the type of person who ruined my Homestuck. Other than that, like, I don't know many big YouTube. Like, the biggest YouTuber that I'm subscribed to is fucking Retsu Prey. Like, I guess I could punch Slow Beef just to say I did it.
Just to say I did it. Oh, I wanted to put out one more thing. So I remember this one comment back when I first talked about JonTron, where they're talking about the crime statistics. I'm not against JonTron because of the crime statistics. I don't care if they're right or wrong or whatever. I just hate the fact that he turned something that was supposed to be his funny channel and tried to be serious. That's not. He tried to ruin his image. That's not cool.
That's the thing I see with a lot of comedians, like, recently. Everyone keeps taking, like, a hard political stance. It's like, listen, my dude, I'm here to listen to your wacky, wacky content, here to be entertained. I don't want to hear you complain about Donald Trump or talk about the fucking lizard Illuminati.
And all that's gonna do is like ruin your image because now when I see JonTron, I don't always think of the Aaron and the biggity biggity wham wham wazzle, where the fuck John says. Or, whatever he says that's funny. I don't think the big fat funny guy with his little funny catchphrases. I just think of the line, people like me gotta listen to people like you talk about fucking shit in America, fucking blah, blah, blah. You know what he said. I'm not repeating it. But, yeah, it ruins the image, and that's what I don't like. Anyway, next question.
So, this question here is from Jaron Kiwi. And he asks, as my question of the month, do you guys have any natural disasters or other crazy shit like getting lost in the woods that you guys went through at some point? Very recently, I had a tornado go through my town and really fuck a bunch of stuff up. And my car was literally less than 3 feet away from being completely trashed by a tree. So I went out there and I started dancing next to it at like 11:30 at night. I just went over there and started fucking breaking it down. Going full on fucking... What was the tree guy's name in Rise of Immortals?
Icor.
I was going full on Icor over there. And then I went around looking at the damage while I was playing Pokemon Go because the update just came out and I wanted to catch a Wobbuffet. Oh, also, speaking of Pokemon and tornadoes, when I was really young, we had a really, really, it was like a category 3 tornado go through our town. And like I was with my mom going to the DMV, and so we went like the basement of the DMV, and I did not give a shit. I was just playing Pokemon Silver the entire time.
I remember being a real little kid. Like, my dad still lived with us little, and he was kicked out of our house really early on. So I was a real little tyke, right? Probably like only 3 or 4. But there was like a tornado like warning, I think, in my town. Again, real young. I'm trying to piece it all together. But I remember it was dark, stormy, and scary. And there was like, we had to get home and get into the basement as fast as possible because I'm going to just in case it was a tornado. And when we were getting out, I specifically remember my sister fucking slamming the door on my fucking head when I was coming out. Now,
how did it get out of your head?
Well, I was stepping out of the fucking door, right? Because I was stepping out. So my head was like going up and between in the door and like the fucking like thing and was like pinched in between it and it hurt like fucking hell. Now luckily because my sister was like 3 years old, I'm not dead. It didn't fucking like crush me in like a horror movie. It just hurt like a bitch. But despite living in Illinois for majority of my life, I did not. I was constantly like tornado warnings and shit, but I was never in a tornado itself. All that's ever happened is we've gotten warnings, the sirens hid in the basements, and I've been injured because of it. Oh, and this isn't a natural disaster, but it's a really funny story. Because I was also in this place when I was a little tyke in this exact same house where I get my head crushed. My dad we had this big tree next to our house. Was trying to set up like a tire swing for us, and before he even put the tire up, I just saw the rope. Because he went to go, like, eat, because my mom made food. And I'm like, awesome. So I jumped on it and, like, tried to swing like Tarzan. I went far, but then I went backwards and just slammed right into the tree itself. My back was just a fucking single color of red. I hit, you know, like in a comedy sketch where you, like, plant into the tree, like, plant it, like, to a wall, and it leaves, like, your shape? I just full-on planted every inch of my body, because it was a big-ass tree, and I was a little kid. So, you know, not that much room to, like, hit, and just BAM! All of it, and it hurt like hell. It was like, you know when you belly flop, you get, like, that entire red on you, like, that entire side of your body? Yeah, that's what it was, except with a tree, so it hurt even worse. Yeah, it hurt, it sucked. But not a natural disaster, but a lot of pain. You damn right I never did that again. Next question.
I've gone through so many tornadoes at this point. It's like, oh man, there's a tornado warning. Whatever. I'm going to go back to editing podcasts. What's the worst that could happen? Power goes out in the middle of an episode? Ha, I doubt it. That would never happen. Next question here is from April Showers. Hey, my dudes, did Niall... Well, okay, I added that on there, but I literally can't read y'all without making it Niall.
Okay.
Ever watch Power Rangers? And if so, what was your favorite character? For me, I watched a lot of Power Rangers when I was younger. And my favorite Ranger was always the red one and the silver one. Those are always my favorite Power Rangers. The red one because he was the leader and he was like the one that had the most screen time. He was doing all the cool flips and shit. And then the silver one because I had a Super Nintendo game where it was a fighting game where you played as the Megazords. And the silver one got his own entire Megazord. And it was pretty cool.
See, I only recently watched Power Rangers because I never watched it when I was a kid. I was just watching SpongeBob and shit all fucking day. But I thought it was funny. I thought Power Rangers was dumb as shit even as a kid, but now I'm an adult and I'm watching both Kamen Rider and the current Super Sentai Q Rangers. Which, by the way, fucking Raptor's the best girl on that show. I only somewhat recommend it because it's kind of stupid. But when it comes to the original Power Rangers, fucking... When I was watching it on the Twitch stream, my favorite thing about it was, one, watching that with a group of like 40,000 people just spamming emotes. Makes that really, really enjoyable. But I think my favorite Ranger was... Fucking, what was the guy with the long hair? Like fucking Jimmy or Johnny or whatever the fuck? Like,
I want to say it was Johnny.
Johnny, I think that was it. I think he was the Green Ranger. He was my favorite because he was just kind of like an asshole, but I learned some behind the scenes stuff. And one of the things that I really like about watching both Sentai and Kamen Rider right about now is that I actually really like learning how all the behind the scenes stuff goes. like for like the suit actors' work and stuff. So with Johnny is despite some of the cast leaving, and you can kind of notice how these like Red Ranger, like Pink Ranger, and someone else left the show. So like they stopped getting screen time, and anytime they were on screen, it was just them like from the back of their head because it was obviously a different actor. But Johnny absolutely loved doing the show, so he was there for 4 whole seasons. And he just loved being like a kung fu master, and all the kids just loved him, and he thought it was super fun. And that's what I like. That's what I like about him. I like the character because the actor behind him was like a really cool guy.
Yeah, Power Rangers was kind of neat. I met Bulk and Skull in person when I went to Lexington Comic Con. I also saw the Red Ranger, and the Pink and Yellow Ranger were also there.
Sick.
And I couldn't go into the after party because I was not 21 at the time. But Bulk and Skull were cool. The dudes who were playing. So do you remember Bulk and Skull?
Oh, who the fuck would forget them? Like even before I watched Power Rangers, people would show me scenes of Bulk and Skull. Whoever was my best friend at the current time of them giving me the video would just be, "Hey, look, it's me and you."
Your current Tad stand-in.
Yeah, but like, because whatever reason, me being somewhat skinny, I guess I'm just naturally gonna bond with some fat guy, so we can always have the fat skinny duo. So every new best friend I get will always just post me like a Bulk and Skull thing and say, "Hey, look, it's you and me." So yeah, I know them. Even before watching
they got in trouble, or they almost got in trouble at the convention because they were sitting next to some lady who had no idea who they were, and so they had like a couch there. They had like a futon that they were like ripping apart and like drawing on with marker and shit, just like in the show. And the lady's like, "Oh, that is convention property." And they're like, "Oh shit! Oh, we thought this was like our couch because we do like a thing, like it's Bulk and Skull." And they almost got in trouble because it wasn't their couch. But then they were just like, "Yeah, fuck it, whatever, that's fine. I mean, that's what your characters do. I don't give a shit. It's a $20 futon." Well, that was fun. That convention sucked though. Anyway, next question here. This is from Brad. I'm a disgruntled Homestuck fan.
Oh boy.
I was even in your short-lived Sync Tube way back, so this is probably my favorite podcast ever. Same. What I want to know is, what do you prefer? Acts 1 through 4 or Act 5? I know it's not going to be Act 6 or 7. Well, Alex, this question is obviously intended to you.
I like how when he said it's my favorite podcast ever, you said same. Like, yeah, I'm glad your own podcast is your favorite podcast, you piece of shit. So, my favorite Homestuck act was this one time I saw fucking that stupid other John, what was his name? Jake? The stupid one, the other one with the glasses, went up to go meet up with like a ghost sprite, and I said, "You know what?" I don't know, I looked down and there was like legitimately 3 pages of a novel worth of dialogue, and I said, "You know what? Homestuck is kind of bullshit," and I just stopped reading right there. That was my favorite arc of Homestuck. The day I said, "Fuck you, Tad, and fuck your Homestuck. I'm gonna go play Dota."
But then, Alex, you were gonna miss the really funny joke where there was a boner in that conversation. Oh man. Anyway, Acts 1 through 4. If you say anything otherwise, you personally disgust me.
Well, which one of those acts was your favorite, Tad? That was the question. You have to pick one, Tad.
Act 4. Because the opening flash to Act 4, which you got to explore the land as John, you got to use wacky inventory shenanigans where you picked up an item. Oh, it's full. Launches out the last item you put in there at maximum speed, hits an enemy for way more damage than your shitty level 1 hammer does. Like, you get to explore, and that was fucking sick. And then Act 4 was also just really, really fucking good.
I gotta say, despite reading a lot of Homestuck, I'm not gonna say all, because obviously there was way more added when I stopped reading, but reading a shitload of Homestuck because of this idiot, I love that I've legitimately forgotten everything about Homestuck besides all of the, like, the walkarounds and the little, like, games. Like, if it didn't actually have me play it and, like, enjoy what I was doing, I legitimately forgot it.
That's good, Alex. That's good. Keep that. Never lose it.
Okay, what is the next question?
This is a question from GBGT. No question. This question is from Spad. How can I submit a question of the month?
Kill yourself, alright? Just kidding, we love you. For the love of fucking Christ, man.
It never gets old.
Ooh.
Okay, this is a good question here. Also, Spad, the way you can do it is you give me more money, and I will let you submit a new one. Go capitalism, baby.
Why don't you just let him redo it?
Nope, that was his question.
You're pulling one of that bullshit. Just like it's like yeah, I get three. Like, do I really get 3 wishes? Yep, that was. Or do I really get 3 questions? Yep. All right, you're done with 2 questions. Like, you're pulling one of that. You're pulling one of those fucking scenes on this guy. You piece of shit.
Alex, you know what I always say, and this is my catchphrase: you snooze, you lose, you nappa, you slappa.
You slumber,
I fucked that up, didn't I?
a cucumber. You catch up on some Zeds. You get out of my heads. You slumber, ham. Burger, I want to talk about nothing else.
Anyway, so Nicole Clovis asks, what is your favorite D&D or RPG enemy?
Jesus Christ.
Me? Goblin. Boom. Goblins. I don't like them. They're spooky. Goblins are great. I love them in any format because they're just shitty little mook enemies that don't do anything except die and, like, end up killing themselves through some dumb situation.
No.
I love them.
No, I like goblins too for that same reason, but my favorite types of enemies in RPGs, because they are in every RPG, is the most generic mook of them all, the bandit. The random like bandit wearing like scraps of like armor and fur and shit who jumps you. For whatever reason, they are always my favorite, and in games that it allows me, I almost always side with them, just because it amuses me so much that you can side with these mook of mooks. Like in Dragon's Dogma, there are a bunch of these bandits and like this fork in the road, and a little down it is their fort. But you don't have to actually fight them in their fort. You can just talk to them there. And like the way affection works in Dragon's Dogma is you can get literally any NPC affection. In fact, you can literally marry any NPC in the game. Even like some random guy walking through the street named like Daniel, you can marry him. Like literally anybody besides 2 story-related characters. But like, so you can go up there and give gifts to the bandits. So they like skulls and money and shit. And you can just hang out and talk with them and stuff. And just be part of the bandit group. You can just sit there and chill with them. And I don't even really have a full way to describe it other than, like, I think I like most of the weird, like, scrap-looking armor. This raggedy-ass looking just dudes banded together. But I also love the idea of just, like, you are like a hero, right? You get your quest, you get your party of, like, mages and dudes and shit. And these guys, these scruffy-looking motherfuckers with daggers, look at you and said, yep, we can do that, and they jump ya. Like, the balls on these weak motherfuckers who come up to the fucking, like, chosen ones and think they stand a chance. I don't really know, I can't describe it entirely, but, like, I always have a soft spot for the bandit, and like I just said, if I'm given the opportunity, I try to join them just because it's so amusing to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's similar to goblins. They're just little fuckers who you don't like because they're like, really annoying.
They're like the underdog. You kind of want to see them succeed even though they're evil. They're the underdog because they're just a bunch of fucking, like, dudes fighting heroes. Like, they're the guys that if they win, you're like, damn, they did it. Like, they beat the chosen guys who beat the big bad guy. They, like, I don't know. It's just the maximum underdog, like, effect to them. They're a bunch of little Macs and we're a bunch of fucking Sandmans. Whatever. I don't know how to say the plural form of that guy's name.
Anyway, so I got a question here. This is from Scrubby. And his question is, how was Kirby Triple Deluxe? So I played through it recently. I'm at the final area, I think. And I really like it. It's got a lot going for it. This was a Kirby game that came out. Was it one of the launch titles for the 3DS? I don't think it was a launch title. It came out
like 2013, so it was if it wasn't a launch title, it came out like right after.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the 3DS lifespan. And it's got, like, I've been playing through it, and Kirby has this thing to it where the gameplay of Kirby, like, anyone could play Kirby. You know, you're not going to fall into death pits a lot, if at all, because you have infinite jumps, you know?
Well, Kirby doesn't do it for infinitely. If you keep hitting A, he'll get tired and fall down. But it's not really going to happen a lot.
I genuinely did not know that would happen.
I don't know if it's in Triple Deluxe, so I didn't try, but that would happen in Superstar. If you kept hitting A, he would get, like, tired. And he would start, like, instead, like, he would start, like, going up a little less, and then he would eventually, like, tire out.
That's like when someone showed me, like, the hidden 1-up block on the Thwomp's Fortress at the very top. It's like, yeah, I knew about that. What, you didn't?
It's just a little thing to stop you from just like spamming A and just avoiding literally everything in the game.
But I really like the Triple Deluxe. Kirby has this thing where you could play the game and make it as hard or as difficult as you want. Like, there's a lot of extra moves. Like, you could play fire and just press the fire attack and go and hit enemies in front of you and then go through the game like that. Or you could jump, do the down attack on it and spin around in a big fireball, get up and do an uppercut, and then go down there and light yourself on fire, do all this crazy complicated shit that you don't need to do.
See, what I really like about Kirby is, because I talk to Scrubby a lot, I really like the Kirby games, and I would fucking do a Kirby episode one day maybe, but because I was playing Superstar since I was a little kid, and it was just a game that like I just played through 1,000,000,000 times over. I don't even know why, I just loved it that much, especially playing it co-op, because I like playing as the enemies. But with Triple Deluxe, what I really liked was, outside of the fact that the music's super good and everything, all of the Kirby games, even like Superstar, once they gave like the power to Kirby, like they allowed him to change copy abilities, because he didn't have that in the first game. He just ate and spat things out. But they design every boss, and it's still in this game too, which is even if you don't have your power, they still will like slam the ground and shoot little stars out for you to eat and then spit back out at them. Like if you wanted to play this game like a traditional Kirby game and not use powers at all, you can. They give you that option. And I actually really like that. It's just naturally there as a part of the game. The only times you can't is when you have to do like the Hypernova fruit. We had to like you do it for a puzzle thing. See, as much as I want to talk about how good Triple Deluxe is, all I can think about is Robobot, which was the sequel, because it used like the same engine and literally everything. You could tell it's like a sequel. Kind of just improved on everything. Like the robot suit is a lot cooler than Hypernova, because you have a little more control over it rather than it being like an extended cutscene. You're still like playing the game. I like the car, and I think the music is super good in Triple Deluxe. Like it has the fucking an amazing boss theme, and then like the ending boss fight theme, and the one right before it. Okay, you haven't seen it yet, you said, so I'm not gonna tell you. But like both of those, all of the themes at the end of the game, Tad, are fucking beautiful, and I absolutely love them. And especially the final boss herself. I think you've seen her before, but she's awesome. She's cool as shit. Probably like one of the best final bosses for ever. And I'm glad she kinda came back, finger quotes, in Robobot. And I hope she becomes like a mainstay boss. So hey, Nintendo, if you hear this, put her in more games. But anyway, with Robobot had its final boss fight, which I think blows the previous one on the water, because it came out at the time Star Fox Zero came out, and it did the traditional Kirby thing where, for whatever reason, Kirby likes to put in like side-scrolling shooters in its levels. But with this one, they do like a Star Fox styled shooter, a non-rail shooter, and all I could think about was, wow, I can't believe that this one part of Kirby, the ending bit right here, is a better Star Fox game than Star Fox Zero.
Ha!
But like, I love both Triple Deluxe and Robobot, but I think Robobot improved on it in like very little ways that when you play it, you just kind of feel like, damn, this feels a lot better. It's like improvements that you didn't even think about. However, one thing, and I'm gonna have to spoil one thing for you, Ted, because I think you're gonna love it if you already don't know it. But when you like the Nightmare of a Dreamland, when you beat that game, you get to play through the game again as Meta Knight. They brought that feature back for Robobot, which is you get to play as Meta Knight. But in Triple Deluxe, when you beat the game, you get to play through the whole game again as King DDD.
Nani?
Yep, and that's what I kind of have a big thing on Triple Deluxe over Robobot, is that Triple Deluxe has motherfucking playable King DDD. Also, it made the minigame the Drum Dash, which I actually really liked and got the little extended version, Drum Dash Deluxe. Super good. Triple Deluxe had good music and a really good final boss and better minigames, but Robobot had shittier minigames, but a better final boss and, I think, a little bit better music, TBH. Anyway, great games. I mean, I can go on about this for an hour, so let's just go to the next question. Play them both.
Next question here is by Flower. How many clones of yourself would you require to take out a Hulk Hogan in his prime? Now, I'm going to set the stage here. It's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania like 1998 or something. I don't know when Hulk Hogan was running around. Maybe 1981. And so you're there. Well, first off, you got your wrestling outfit, but then you go on the stage, and then two other, like, I would say three copies of me could take out Hulk Hogan. And here's my reasoning. So, one of them, we'll call him Tad X. He's the hardcore. He's got like a mask on. It's just like a blue X across his face. and he's over there, and he's running distraction mode. He's over there. He's doing calisthenics. He's like punching the air, doing backflips, and he's distracting him. And then Tad Y gets behind Hulk Hogan and gets down on his squats down behind him. And then Tad Z spear tackles Hogan and pushes him over the other Tad. And then I think I win. I don't remember how wrestling works.
Well, it's predetermined, so it doesn't matter. If the back room says you'll win, you'll win. But I think it would take me only two of me, a tag team of twins. We'll come in, do our like intro where we fucking like dance and high five each other and shit. We'll go in there, spout some bullshit, fight Hulk Hogan, and hopefully Vince McMahon says I deserve to win that match. And if he didn't, then I guess I'll just lose it.
Or we team up and we take over WWE Super Slam 1974.
Okay, just keep going back in time. Fucking. Anyway, it would take me 2, him 3. Next question.
This one is from Max Pitchkites. What would a large budget Let Me Tell You About feature film be like? Who would play Tad and Alex, and who would direct? We cannot play ourselves. And so I think we both know the answer to this question is I would play the role of Alex, and you would play the role of Tad.
Oh.
Just like what 90% of the people listening to the show thought we were based on our voices. And that's the plot of the movie, is that we're out here. There's these two guys. Their name is Tad, and their name is Alex. They look like us, but they are actually different people. You've got a big blue guy, and his name is Alex, but his is spelled Aleks. Wait, hold on a second. Alex. And then there's a Tad who's gray and skinny, and he's got the whole, the skinhead look to him, the one that you have.
Uh-huh.
And his name is spelled with 2 D's, or it's actually short for something. And they're going over there. They're causing us a bad, they're getting up to a ruckus, and they're causing us bad names. They're putting out.
You're just gonna steal that storyline, you piece of shit.
No, okay, I wasn't going to entirely. But they're out there. We got to clear our name. And the way we do it is we got to go out on this adventure. We got to get we have to go on the quest for decent audio equipment.
Why don't we just go to the fucking music store, Tad? And what? Ruin the plot?
Exactly. And then who's the director? No one other than the real Joe Buck. I think that would be legit. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If we hit $5,000 a month on Patreon, I will make a feature film with Joe and Hometown Hero Productions.
Everybody. Looks like little Spoony one over here is making a big statement. Ooh, are you gonna be a lazy piece of shit and then lose your house like Spoony also, Tad?
I'm not the Spoony 1. I'm the Spoony 2.
Wait, what would a feature-length film be? Like a 2-hour episode of us just talking, or a podcast?
See, it would be. I mean, Joe is the director, so it would be some real David Lynch shit. But, I mean, I would watch that movie. Technically, I've already been in a feature-length movie, so. Because I was in Butcher the Baker.
Did you grow a fucking beard for it, too?
Yeah, I grew a really, really ugly beard, and I played a person who got fucking murdered in, a car shop. It was pretty cool.
I remember got when you showed me that. I was just like, oh, gross, he grew a beard since I stopped fucking seeing him. Ugh.
Because it was ugly as shit. That's why I got rid of it.
How long did you get it for the movie, or did you have that for a while?
I had it because I knew what was going to be in the movie that summer, and so I started growing it December.
Oh, okay.
It was hideous.
I just didn't know if you did that that was just your thing at the time, or you're doing it specifically for the movie. I'm glad it was the fucking latter. Next question.
So this one, and we already touched on this one, unfortunately, Jay Snick. If you could have one special power, like flying or invisibility, what would it be?
Well, I see you're playing Splatoon. If it had any flight and invisibility, since we just covered that, flight because, one, flying's cool. I play flying games like Star Fox and Knights and stuff all the time, but also because invisibility is legitimate, like I mentioned, an awful power. It is only good if you intend to harm others, whether it be physical assault or robbing banks. It's all it's good for.
If I had to choose one special power, and we joked about this, but so Alex said trash manipulation.
No, I said you can't pick a stupid power like trash manipulation, and then you immediately go off and pick a stupid power off the superhero wiki called like atom manipulation. I'm like, okay, fuck off.
No, Alex, I don't understand. Hold on, let me talk so I can cover up the sound of me typing in superhero wiki.
I want, like, when I said powers, I wanted like a generic power like laser beam eyes or fucking super strength, not fucking dinner plate manifestation or something, not some really obtuse generated bullshit.
It's okay, Alex. It's okay. I got magnetic lock picking.
Fuck off! You're like the doorman superhero whose power is he can open up portals through like dimensions, but they only take you to the next room. So he can basically just make like a wormhole door to the next room, so you don't have to use a door. He's the doorman.
I just hit random again. I got a total bullshit one. It's called Victory Inducement, where you just make victory happen. That's total horse shit. And the picture is a Pokemon.
Fuck the superhero wiki for a second. So yeah, I would probably just pick flying because it's no. Okay. It would either be flying or teleport. That way I can get to work easier. I can either just fucking fly to goddamn work, or I could just fucking go like, oh wait, I have 1 minute to get to work. Clap, and then I'm just at work.
I'm glad that if you had the powers of teleportation, your first idea is, hell yeah, I could get to work at Walmart really fast now.
Bitch. Okay, what? First off, okay. We're getting a little deep here. If I had the power to teleport, does that immediately mean I have to drop everything in the world to go save people's lives? Bitch, I gotta go to work, alright? I don't really care. It's like, oh god, there's a fire going down in Main Street. I'm just like, well, I'm at work, just like, well, sucks to be them. I finished my fucking, like, chicken sandwich, clap my hands, and I'm back in my aisle working. Like, bitch, I got stuff to do and I have bills to pay. Like, bitch, what, do you think I can teleport over there? Huh. And I just fucking clap back to work. Like, I got stuff to do, man.
Okay, so if I had a power, just thinking of one at random, not hitting random on the Superpower wiki. Hold on, let me hit random one more time.
I'm gonna go with teleportation over flight. Teleport's way more fucking useful. And I wouldn't be a bank robber like that movie Jumper. I would literally just go to work and back. Or it's like, I feel like going to the movie theater today. Alright, let's see what movies are playing today. Nothing good? Alright, going back home. It's easy. It makes your life just so simple.
If I could choose a superpower to have... See, I was going to say, like, super intelligence, but then it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'll probably just, like, die or something. Like, I'll be too... That feel would too smart to live. So I would go with the ability to see 5 minutes into the future. Because that's reasonable.
Oh, that Nicolas Cage movie?
If I only get one shot at this, like, if I go like, oh, I want to be able to see into the future... Okay, I see 15,000 billion years into the future and I can't control it. Oh, well, that sucks. Like, these are reasonable powers. You know? If I could choose any power on the planet, I would choose garbage manipulation because then I could fix Homestuck. But I'm not allowed to have that, as Alex says.
Fuck off. Okay. So you want that Nicolas Cage movie. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember like scenes from the movie where he has the ability to see like 2 minutes in the future. I remember like the opening like scene of the movie is him at a casino and he's gambling, but he knows like what all the hands are gonna be because he can see 2 minutes in the future. But he's purposefully like throwing bad hands and good hands in order to kind of balance it to make people see that he's not cheating. But like the fucking, I guess, boss of the casino is like watching him and he like totally knows what he's doing. So he's like, we gotta stop this guy, get him out of my fucking casino. And he like, when he's talking to like the two cronies, Nicolas Cage just like looks up at the camera and he like looks right into the boss's eyes through the camera and then like starts to run away. And he's like, because he could see them coming for him, what he does is like he like sneaks right behind guards' backs, goes into like a bathroom, changes like puts on like a hat and a different like shirt, walks right out. It's like he's just sneaking around and they're trying to order him around, but he sees everything coming, so he's just like slipping right by him. And like all this shit. Or like when the government was trying to like hunt him down, he knows they're there, so he steps out of his house. The sniper's trying to hit him with a tranq dart, but he stands right outside, right behind a post, takes like a sip of lemonade, and then walks right back into the house just to fuck with them because he knows they're there. Like, it was a pretty cool movie. I remember like literally those two scenes about it though.
See, that sounds like a legit movie, but then I remember it's also Nicolas Cage. So, like,
And I only
Nicolas
remember those
Cage
two
is
things, so
away.
clearly the rest of the movie couldn't have been all that great.
Ah. But, so, I've got one more question here.
Oh boy.
And it's, so, like, it's from Toteke. So, like, say there's this really fucky looking Sasquatch thing running around and doing holy shit, Sasquatchan stuff.
Squatching
I
it
don't know.
up.
Yeah, he's squanching it up, and he's like killing chickens and kids and like smashing pumpkins and causing a general commotion, right? You see?
I like how, hold up, I got killing chickens and kids and smashing pumpkins. Like, smashing pumpkins is the last one that you can think of being annoying. You put
But anyway,
killing
Alex.
kids in that list, and you're like, yeah, but he's also smashing pumpkins.
But Alex, consider this. Say he's like 8 feet tall and really hairy and mean and shit, and we don't have any guns. How do we kill or drive it away?
Hold up. First off, we're Americans. We don't have guns. This is a bullshit scenario. Second off, we're why are we trying to find Bigfoot? If I saw evidence of Bigfoot, like I saw like a kid just like with a big footprint in his stomach and a big footprint in a pumpkin, I would just be like, well, you know what? Footsville was great and all, but I'm out. Bye, guys.
And then you clap and you show up at fucking Walmart.
I would just go clap and teleport away. Fuck that, I'm out. Bitch, I'm not a superhero. I could just teleport.
See, I was seeing it as we're living in Squatchville, Tennessee. You know, we're deep south. We're squatching it up. And then, you know, some dude comes up and he's like, you know, we're like, oh man, look at him. He's doing all this crazy shit. And so what I would do was I get together a ragtag team of investigators. And one of them would be me. One of them would be an animal of some sort. One of them would be one of the animal's handlers. And then the other two I don't really care about because they're not important. But we would go out, we would hunt it down, we'd go into the woods. I would have fucking like a bandana around, like camouflage. I have like city camouflage, but we're in the woods so it doesn't match. I'm going full like Metal Gear Solid, sneaking around. I would document it too. You know, do like a nature documentary. And then, you know, as we get closer, we start finding like, you know, like I start getting disheartened because, oh man, we're not, day 3, and you know, day 3, it's actually been like 15 minutes, but I was already getting ready to go home. Like day 3,
we just
still haven't found
that
anything.
Stupid Animal Planet show where they're trying to find Sasquatch for 9 seasons and they haven't found Sasquatch because he's obviously not real.
Okay, Sasquatch is a psychic being, but I'm not going to get into this. He's also known as a skunk ape. Well, like, you know, like we're getting disheartened, you know, we're getting ready to go, and then like right as we leave, like, oh look, there's a giant paw print. You know, we follow it around and we get tangled around, and then one day, you know, I wake up early because I hear a rustling in the woods, and I go out and I look there, and it's the animal friend, and it's just the Sasquatch that's been hunched over the entire time. Anyway, that's my screenplay.
Okay, so what I would do if we were having to hunt Sasquatch without any guns, I would get my special Sasquatch hunting equipment, put it in my backpack, and say, "All right, Ted, me and you, we got this." And you'd be like, "What the fuck do you have planned?" I'd be like, "Don't worry, I saw this on TV." And you're like, "You saw it on TV?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it a lot on TV." So we finally find Sasquatch wherever the fuck in his little like Squatch house hut mound thing. We go there, and Sasquatch like gets out. He like bangs his chest like a fucking gorilla. He's like fucking 10 feet tall. He's coming up to us.
He's 8 feet tall.
Whatever. He's big. He's walking up to us with this fucking like this fucking sassy ass asshole walk. Like he's walking like a guy did, like moving his arms like he's fucking pissed. You're like,
he's
oh,
like
shit,
moves away from us for a bit, looks back over his shoulder at us, resumes walking back towards us,
and fucking you grab me, you shake me, you go like, "Alex, what's the secret?" Like, "Don't worry, I got this." I reach into my back, like, don't even like take it off. I just like reach into like the pocket on my back, like in a fucking like cartoon, like it's in my inventory, and pull out some Jack Link's beef jerky TM, and fucking like rip it open, and just like throw a piece at Sasquatch. And he's like, "Oh!" And he fucking like eats it, and he just fucking like high fives me, but accidentally breaks my arm because he's fucking Sasquatch. And then the ending scene is me, you, and him, me with like a cast on my arm, doing a thumbs up to the camera, eating some Jack Link's beef jerky TM, and that's how we find Sasquatch.
After 10 seasons, we finally did it. Anyway, that was a pretty good episode. These are always fun. I look forward to doing these every month because there's always some dumb bullshit that we come up with as we're going along reading these fantastic questions.
And we get some real hard-hitting questions, like, how do I ask a question on Patreon?
Yeah, or no question. Or, hey, I read Homestuck once. Man, that was a fucking mistake. You know, if you want your question to be sent in and answered in a bonus video, you can peep the Patreon, which will be in the description. It's just patreon.com/LMTYA, short for Let Me Tell You About. And at $2 and above, you can send us in a question. There'll be a post on the Patreon that you can look at, and it'll have the link to the Google survey that you can fill out and send in all your cool shit. You know, you can find the show on YouTube here, iTunes, Google Play, all that good rad shit. And I think that'll do it for this episode. Also you can send us an email, because I haven't gotten one in a while. And the email is let me tell you about That's let me tell you about with 3 T's at the end, because otherwise it wouldn't fit. That's at gmail.com. Anyway, Alex, do you have any final remarks before we close this one out?
Unleash your wild side.